Hey everybody. A lot of talk this today about Oklahoma and Texas reaching out to the SEC. They're wanting to join. I am vehemently against this, and you should be too, unless you're an SEC fan or maybe a Texas A&M fan. I think there's been a lot going on this offseason, a lot of debate about some big changes in college football, name, image, and likeness, playoff expansion, transfer portal even, and a lot of people have said, that'll ruin the sport, it'll ruin the sanctity of football or whatever. And I haven't really felt that way about any of those things, but this is concerning to me as a non-SEC fan, and it should to you too, if you're not an SEC fan. First of all, Texas and Oklahoma, two best teams in the Big 12 and the biggest brands. Texas, by far one of the biggest brands in the country. Those two teams head off to the SEC, and the Big 12 is doomed. I think that is the kind of the general consensus right now. Everybody's saying they leave the Big 12 dies. And the rest of college football, as far as the Power 5 goes, it becomes the Power 4. That's wrong. It would become the Power 1. It would become SEC ball. And if you're an SEC fan, like I said, this is great. You should want this, unless you're a Texas A&M fan. Texas A&M doesn't want it to happen. They were special, which I always thought was weird that when Texas A&M joined the SEC anyway. But they don't want it, of course, because they want to be the only team in Texas that, is in the SEC. They wanted to branch out and be themselves. And the athletic director of Texas has said that much. Texas A&M has said that much. So it's understandable, unless you're a Texas A&M fan. But an SEC fan, I don't see how this is I don't see any downsides to this. It's more competition. Iron sharpens iron. SEC is the best conference in college football right now because all the teams are the best. You add two of the best teams in the Big 12, and it's SEC ball at this point. Every player is going to go to the ACC or SEC. The conference would take over. And SEC homers annoy me already. Just because you're in a conference. Being a conference homer, I'm not necessarily an ACC homer, but I don't want us to be the worst conference, if that makes sense. And the ACC would absolutely just get swallowed up. Hey, you kick out Vanderbilt and replace them with Georgia Tech, and I'm all for it. But that's the problem. College football needs parity. A lot of people are talking about how they're sick of Alabama and Clemson winning it all. Well, yeah, it makes the sport not exciting, and it would be a bad thing for the sport, in my opinion. This is kind of one of the things in the off season that has actually I feel strongly about. I don't want this to happen, and a couple people said, West Virginia can finally join the ACC. Yippee! That's not even close to offsetting the addition of Oklahoma and Texas to the SEC. That's just insane. West Virginia, I don't think it would make that much of a difference. It would be good for the strength of the ACC, but it would be so far of anything. Like, what's next? Ohio State is going to want to get in there too. Clemson, maybe? Why don't we just kill all the other conferences and have a super conference, and none of the other teams matter or have a chance? Just as a small fry ACC guy, I don't like this. I hope it doesn't happen. I can't see any downside to any SEC teams not wanting Oklahoma and Texas in there, and I don't want SEC to be the strongest conference. I want ACC to be the strongest conference, or at least equal. The Big 12 will go away. SEC will be the only conference that matters. So that's my thoughts, quick thoughts on this Oklahoma and Texas thing. I hope like hell it doesn't happen. Now, Oklahoma and Texas do have some kind of TV deal with the Big 12. The Big 12 has the rights until 2025, so that might stave off any efforts to, join the conference before then. Maybe that gives my team a little bit of time to get better, maybe, but I don't like this at all. It's not good. So, all right, you guys, that's all I got for that. Go Jackets, and I'll see you next time.